Oz, I have issues.
You have issues?
I have issues. Not with me personally.
Oh, okay.
Like you.
I was going to say,
like,
my issues started in early childhood. When did your issues start?
My issues started with the game trailers and the movie trailers and just trailers in general.
That recently?
No, it's been going on for quite a while, actually.
Oh. Well, tell me all about it.
I, in more recent years, have grown tired of, especially movie trailers.
Oh.
And I think, trailers have a place in our society, and there's trailers out there which I watch more than the movie because they do what they're supposed to do, which is get me excited to watch the movie. I do hate, however, the way that some trailers just either give the whole plot, divert expectations in a very bad way.
Or mislead you.
Yeah. Star Wars sequels.
There's this movie.
Yeah.
Came out not really recently, but like 2017, called Collateral Beauty, where Will Smith plays a guy whose wife died. And so he's really sad and depressed about it.
Yep.
So the trailer shows that his people that work with him under him, so he's a boss, right? They are really concerned about him, and so they hire actors to play personifications of concepts like love, death, beauty, and all that to talk to him and try to console him.
Okay.
But in the actual movie, they hire these actors to talk to him and make them think that, they're the concepts of love, death, and beauty, but personified. So they can record it and then digitally remove the actors to make it look like he's talking to himself, so they can show it to his boss and get him fired.
Wow.
That's it.
Whoa.
And the movie's called Collateral Beauty. And the trailer's like, oh, this is good, feel good Oscar bait. But no, it's, let's get this guy whose wife just died fired.
Wow. That's
the most BuzzFeed thing I've ever heard of. And so when you talk about like movies that, trailers that lie, I think that sets the standard.
Yeah.
Or maybe the Star Wars ones, the recent ones that said it was a good movie. That's probably a bigger lie.
All these awards, and it's like, because the people who give you those awards worked on the movie.
Yeah.
Or they're like friends and family worked on the movie, so obviously it's not going to be a good movie.
It's like Wheel of Time on IMDb having like 30,000 10 out of 10s because IMDb is owned by Amazon.
When talking about the MCU and Marvel movies, it makes sense, for example, in one of the Avengers like Endgame or Infinity War, they actually had a clip of Thor's eye because they didn't want that spoiled that he wouldn't. He was going to have an eye patch. Makes sense. New Spider-Man movie.
They've removed
two very it's meant to be a plot twist in the story, fan service. But here's my thing: you can still put them in. It doesn't matter if you leave them out. People are still going to go see it because of the leaks.
I'm actually I like the fact they left them out because here's the thing, and I always say that all the time. Here's the thing. I'm always right. Here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
If they kept it in, we would already have the stuff they are, the parts they are in spoiled for us.
But I don't. Okay, I think when it comes to a trailer, the main purpose is to
sell the movie.
You convey the idea of the movie so people know what they're going to go watch. Give them understanding the motives of the characters, and to give them that, like for example, Jurassic Park in the older times, it's like you can see a real dinosaur in this movie that you've never seen before in any cinema. Yeah. And that's the same thing with this. In the new Spider-Man movie, you can be like, don't show me any of the clips with them interacting with each other, just show them swinging in together. Yeah. So I know that in the movie, I'm going to see them all. Because here's the scary thing that I have nightmares about.
Spiders.
Going to see the movie and then either not appearing or being at the very end doing The Force Awakens. Because I remember very distinctly, before The Force Awakens came out, I had a dream.
You had a dream?
About the movie. About going to watch the movie.
I thought you were going to quote someone just then.
No, I had a dream. An actual dream. The night before of going to see the movie.
Yeah.
And Luke was in the whole movie. It was still a weird movie because, your dreams messed it up. But Han was in it, Leia was in it, Luke was in it, and it was so good. And I woke up and I was like, I am so excited to see Luke kick butt! Because I assumed it was like in Spider-Man, they're just not showing Luke because that's going to be a thing you're going to see in the first part of the movie where you're like, holy crap, this is such a good movie. But then it's not until the very end that he just take off his hood, and I was so...
Well, they did tease Luke in a dream sequence in the trailer that they put in the trailer.
Yeah, they did. They tease things.
Well, that's because it was what's the guy's name? Not Joss Whedon, the other guy, J.J. Abrams.
Yeah.
Because he just loves to tease people with stuff.
That's all he does.
Yeah.
He just loves teasing.
Because he doesn't know how to pay it off.
Yeah, he just... Oh. But, again, that's why I'm talking like about these other trailers, is that trailers are such a fine art, and it's been in the industry enough that you can look at a trailer and say that is inherently good because it gives you the main story beats, you understand the themes, and it leaves you guessing enough that you want to go and see the movie. That's the whole point of trailers.
What do you think the best movie trailer is?
I'd have to go through a list and actually watch...
I have two things that I think...
Maybe if you say some, I might spark some of my...
The trailer for Mad Max.
Yep, that was...
The Fury Road, and the trailer for the first Suicide Squad. With, when it played Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah, okay.
And then the movie sucked.
It did. And they just kept using that same song.
Yeah.
Same with, I Need a Hero. That is... Ever since Shrek did it, in Shrek 2, it was in Loki, in the series. I remember it playing, and I was just like, this doesn't fit here. It plays all the time now.
Yeah.
And they just do it as a trope of...
Well, look, it's a good song.
It's a good song.
But it's like, if you're doing a superhero thing...
It's turning into a Wilhelm scream of, movie tropes of just everyone's using it because they know it worked in this other...
Wilhelm scream. I love that one. Didn't they do it in Jaws?
They did it. Yeah, Spielberg and Lucas use it in like all their movies.
It's in Lord of the Rings. Yeah, it's in a lot of movies.
Lord of the Rings, Indiana Jones, all the Star Wars movies. But yeah, and so my issue with trailers. See, okay, you know what I think are good trailers right now?
What?
The Matrix. The new Matrix trailer. I have issues with it as well, and I think we should talk about that too. But I think it gets the point across of giving you the themes of the movie.
Dude.
But also, okay, what is it, Oz?
The theme of the movie, and they're saying this explicitly in the trailers, it's the same, but new. Remember the old stuff? We're doing that again.
At least they're being honest, Oz!
We're going to reference it over and over again.
At least they're saying it.
You didn't only see that in Star Wars. You haven't seen this 1,000 times. They've done it 1,000 times. But you're going to see it with this, and we're telling you we're going to do it. We are 100% conscious of what we're doing, and that it's been done before. We're preempting you to the fact.
I like the fact that the trailer tells me that, though.
Look,
and at least I know what I'm going into.
They've even put it in the movie. You know how they release movie clips like they're doing for Spider-Man, they're doing for Matrix?
Yeah.
They put in the movie where Neo meets... Well, Neo meets... do you get it? Anyway.
Neo. Yeah.
Meets new Morpheus.
Yeah.
And in the background, on a projector in the room, is the original meeting from the first movie. And he's like... And I will quote Morpheus. He says, a little bit of nothing breaks the tension like a little bit of nostalgia. So here's my theory about this movie.
Yep.
It's either going to be a massive pile of crap, or it's going to be the best Matrix movie ever made.
I totally agree.
It's going to go one or two ways.
And I'm glad at least they are aware of what they're doing, and me as a viewer going in, I know it's just going to be living off the nostalgia.
Yeah.
Where other movies have not told me that, and I've gone in expecting something new and exciting and different, and it's just been A New Hope too.
That's what I was just thinking. Force Awakens. It was literally identical to
A New Hope.
New Hope.
Yeah, like to the point. Like even in that movie as well, Han Solo is like, another Death Star, another planet killer.
So it's big.
So what? It's bigger.
And then they're like, so it's another Death Star, and they're like, no, this is the Death Star. This is Starkiller Base, and it's just 4 times bigger. Oh my goodness!
The more I think about that movie, the more I realize how terrible it was. It was not original. Think about other trailers too. I think a good trailer that we had was the Sonic 2 trailer.
What?
Sonic 2 trailer.
Sonic 2. I haven't seen that one yet.
Sonic 2 trailer.
First one's great though.
Yeah. And you know what? The trailer for me gives the impression of this is the same as the first one. We're just building with new ideas, the characters. The characters have grown. You see that? That like Sonic is like trying to be more of a hero. Obviously, Dr. Eggman has come back.
Jim Carrey.
Yep.
Great Dr. Eggman. He was so funny in the first one. He's really
weird. He looks
weird.
a bit weird. He looks... It's weird seeing it in live action, but I think... out of everyone to play Dr. Eggman, Jim Carrey is the one who can
Yeah.
like pull off, because his mannerisms are just like that anyway.
Yeah.
So
Well, in real life, he's a very, very strange, I'd say almost twisted individual. No maliciousness in him, but he's a very strange, twisted
he's
individual.
just an odd fella.
An odd fella.
Yeah.
In this, I feel like it really suits it. But have you heard the theory about the original Sonic trailer for the first movie? How it had the really bad...
Yeah.
There's a theory that was actually fake.
I told you that, Oz.
You told me that.
Yeah, I told you that. It was a marketing ploy. If they gave really bad CGI and then flipped it.
So I'm not sure who told me that.
Yeah.
But that was a theory.
Yeah. It's funny though, because in the Game Awards, and I feel like this is them just masking the fact that it was a marketing ploy. The voice actor comes down and is like, "Thank you all for telling us about how bad the original design was. Thank you all for telling us." Like, okay.
Confirmed.
So, I have a feeling that that's just you trying to mask up the fact that it was all a marketing ploy.
Yeah, if you keep going on about it.
Yeah, if they keep mentioning, "Thank you for telling us."
It's like if George Bush came out and said, 9/11 was definitely a terrorist attack. Complete terrorist attack. Thank you all for warning us about 9/11.
Because I feel like that was in his notes. Just make sure to thank them about telling us about the bad visual design.
Yeah.
And the good thing with this movie is that you see Tails in it. Knuckles has a reveal.
I saw a video of Knuckles. There's from the games where he's got a gun.
Yeah.
It's I'm pretty sure it's like an MP. No, it was an M16. One of the guns, right? He puts the clip in like diagonally and then clicks it into place sideways, and then he grabs the gun barrel thing, and then he's like.
See, viewers say we don't know about gun safety or guns in general.
Japanese.
But that just shows it.
A liberal made that game.
Okay, look. And with the editing of that trailer, I think it could have been done a bit better. Someone did a re-edit showing how the reveal could be a bit more built up. Which, fair enough. I'm just glad that the objective of that trailer was to say to the viewer, this is the same as the last movie, but more fun, progressing the story. It's going to be all the good stuff you liked last time, and we're just adding in all the characters. All the post-credit things that you were excited for at the end of the movie are in this movie.
Nice.
Unlike some other franchises, which always seem to forget that, you keep teasing us, it's meant to be payoff.
Yeah.
You're meant to pay off the teasing, not like...
If you're going to make promises, you have to fulfill them.
And that's the biggest problem, I think, with just trailers in general, is that it's always hyping you up, and then sometimes I feel like that ends up just going into the movie, where the movie's just a giant trailer to get you anticipated for something.
Well, that's what
happening.
Marvel movies have been for the past 10 years.
Oh my... Yeah, because they have been, right? They've been teasing the whole Endgame thing.
Yeah.
And I feel like the payoff, at least they did it, where I think of, Rise of Skywalker.
Every day someone says Rise of Skywalker or Last Jedi, I'm reminded they exist. And all of the emotions come flooding
I'm
back.
just impressed I remember the name of the movie. I forget them half the time. I think of the really bad one with the Rey and Kylo fighting. Yeah. I think of the one with the stick kid.
The stick kid?
That's The Last Jedi. There's a part where he has a stick and he's in the moonlight and it looks like he's going to be a Jedi.
I love that part where Kellyanne Tran... she frees those racing dogs, the gigantic racing dogs, and she's like, yeah, I did one good thing. Meanwhile, children that work there are still enslaved.
I just realised it.
Well, they have to justify the fact that Disney, has slave children working in factories, so...
Yeah.
And, obviously there's probably... Oh, I won't make an Epstein joke. We come here to talk about trailers and we just get more black pills.
I want to talk about the other trailers that really frustrate me.
Yeah.
Game trailers.
Game trailers.
And more specifically, cinematic game trailers.
Oh, yeah, because they're lies. We all know it.
They're all just trying to hype up the story. I remember, like World of Warcraft, Elder Scrolls Online, those game trailers are amazing. Like, that should be the trailer format for a TV series or a movie. Like, those things are so good. Visually, and I've learned now to detach myself from it. Like, if the visuals look really good in a trailer, I'll be like, okay, expect the game to look like a mobile port.
To be fair, when you're playing the game, and your like brain is interfacing with what's going on. It's kind of like a meta, like you feel like you're in the game when you're doing it. It does feel like that.
Yeah.
A bit,
Yeah.
Like I was playing League of Legends the other day. Oh wait, this will come after the nightly news. So I was playing League of Legends the other day, and it was just like that. I'm not thinking, oh look, what's all this weird crap going on? Well, I was at first, and then like an hour later, I'm like, oh yeah, throw my axe, pull back, smackdown, that's what it feels like. But you know who does the cutscenes? All those trailers?
Who?
Blur. They do a great job.
They do a great job. I think it's good if you're going to convey the story to the player and say this is what the overarching themes of the story is going to be. So like Final Fantasy and stuff.
Yeah,
that's good to get you hyped of like, oh, but emotional roller coaster.
Then you get Star Wars Eclipse.
Oh, okay, and that's when I get mad, Oz. Holy crap! What was that? And that was okay. As someone who has tried to and likes to proclaim that I am part of the games industry, I like to learn the techniques, understanding why things. It's like,
well, to be fair, to say that you're in the games industry is to say that I'm a comedian.
But you are, I think.
I am?
I think you are.
Oh, thanks, man.
I think you're funny.
I think you're in the game industry too.
People find you funny, and we've had discussions off camera where we've talked about your knowledge of the comedic space, and like what it's like to be a comedian, and I think you could, like, if you wanted to, you could be a comedian just as much as I could go get a job at a game studio.
Now that's funny.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. You could though. Like, we're talking about making games all the time. You know all the stuff when they bring up the stuff.
And so this trailer, this Star Wars trailer, is what they show when they have nothing to show.
When they have nothing.
When they're in pre-production and they're like, okay, it's going to be an adventure game. We're going to try to go this many planets.
Yep.
And then they give it to a production house to make a cinematic trailer, and the production house is like, what's the game about? And they're like, Star Wars.
That's probably exactly what happened.
And they're like, alright, let's just get clips from the prequels, the original trilogy.
Yeah. Well, no, I know what's happened, okay? They have sent the trailer production house...
The concept art?
Just the concept art.
Yeah.
And you know what the pitch was to the studio?
What?
Okay, guys. Game devs talking to the producers.
Yep.
Here's the goal. We're going to make a game about Star Wars, right? And they're like, oh, great. What's the idea? Star Wars. Just like you said, just Star Wars.
Or they just do the same thing that every other cancelled Star Wars game has been, which is a third-person adventure game.
Well, what was the one with the ginger kid?
Yeah, that was that was
off the bones.
Respawn. Yeah,
Respawn. That was made off the bones of a cancelled one.
Well, they were making they want to make like a Dark Souls game, and so it was completely a different IP. And then EA came in and they're like, "We need a Star Wars game. Respawn, you got an adventure game. Let's just reskin that."
Yeah.
So that's what they did. They had the base mechanics for like a whole Dark Souls-y thing, and that's why it feels very From Software.
Well, I didn't play it, so I don't know.
Yeah.
But it looks cool. I saw a ton of gameplay.
But the gameplay is very unpolished, and the game in general is very unpolished. It's very rushed. You can tell that it's just EA trying to meet the numbers for the quarters and whatever.
Yeah.
But going back to...
As they always do.
Every other... Like, there was a Ubisoft game that they were working on. There was a Visceral game that they were working on. Star Wars 1313. Basically done. Yeah. And then Disney's like, ugh, get rid of that.
Which means it was probably really good.
It was. I listened to a podcast on the... I think it was the sound designer.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of detail. The cool thing with that game was that there were no juniors working on that game.
It was all seniors.
All seniors or experienced game devs. All working in the Unreal Engine, and it was 3. So it was like near the end of its life, so everyone knew how to use it. And there was this one thing that the audio engineer worked on, which was like a beatboxing C-3PO, but it was like different languages in the Star Wars universe. And so he's going like, and there was like a droid as well and all this sort of cool stuff. And when you learn details about that, it makes me so sad, that game. And it was basically done.
Yeah, and they had wasn't it one of the heads from like the good Uncharted games working on it too?
Yeah. The only issue was that George Lucas he didn't understand how games worked. And so he was like, let's just rewrite it so it's Boba Fett. Which, they did, but at the same time, gameplay-wise, it was done. And the trailer for that was awesome. You know why?
Why?
Because it was all in-game footage. At first you're like, damn, this is a cool cinematic. And then he steps back and you're like, it's not a cutscene. Well, it is a cutscene, but then it goes straight into gameplay. There's a whole Uncharted thing where, like, it's seamless. And that's a good game trailer, I think. That's the best way to present a game to someone.
And what do we have now in terms of Star Wars games?
Eclipse. Yeah. And Jedi Knight, Fallen Order 2 they're working on. But they need to rework that title.
Why Eclipse?
Why Eclipse? I don't. And also, that game studio has. It's not very good right now to be pushing that studio to make something because there's been lots of accusations again for that studio, which is going to happen in every studio now in the games industry. Basically, like if you don't want a corrupt company to make a game in America, basically don't make a game in America because at least some of them or their parent company has accusations of illegal things, basically.
Yeah.
So part of me is like, fair enough, but also, who else can really make it aside from like a small AA studio? But no one makes AA games anymore. And so when we're looking at Game Award trailers, I think the cinematic stuff, the Eclipse trailer for Star Wars, which gives you no idea what the game's about, how it's going to look, what they're thinking of doing.
It's going to have drums in it at some point.
It's going to have drums. Yoda's going to be in it probably. It's so early on, there's no point in even announcing it.
Well, you say Yoda's going to be in it, right?
Yeah.
But there was a trailer that came out for Halo Infinite that had a character in it, a scene in it.
Yep.
That wasn't in the game. Destiny had a similar thing a few years ago. They had content in the trailer for the first Destiny where you only saw that content in paid DLC in Destiny 2.
That's just recycling.
Yep, we're going to see that with Halo Infinite as well. And
that's something too. If they show it in the trailer, then it should be in. And I guess I get with games if things change visually, that makes sense to me. For example, the Pokemon remakes, Diamond and Pearl. The first trailer looked trash. Everyone's like, "Holy crap! I'm not buying this game. This game looks awful." But with each new trailer and the actual finished game, looks amazing. So visually, I understand that. Or if you don't show the whole game because there's parts of the game that aren't done. But when you start to show like full and cut content or characters,
that's an issue.
That
especially when it comes back in later.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's the main issue. If it's gone because of it doesn't work with the story, it doesn't fit whatever. And if you're going to bring those characters back, you shouldn't recycle the full content because people have already seen that, and then you're going to get the whole impression that we're getting right now with you just recycling. And I get games that are hard to make, but holy crap, there's just so much to manage when making a game. Like
it's, we're going into strange times where it's like even movies get fixed years after they come out.
Yeah.
It's like
it's part of being an artist. Like when you work on something, you just don't want to finish it. You want to keep working on it. But I think as much as the technology that we have now has helped us to make like amazing things, it's also being a disadvantage, especially with games where back in the day when a game shipped, it shipped. And any of the spare stuff that you had that you didn't finish, if the game did well, you could do some DLC for it and that'd be awesome.
Well,
but now it's like we're getting day one patches.
And they're like bigger than the actual game.
Yeah. Oh, don't even get me started on game sizes. And like movies as well. Or like I mean, it makes sense. For example, in Game of Thrones with the coffee cup.
Oh yeah,
like that makes sense.
I'd say keep it in.
Like part of me wants to keep it in just because I feel like it just gives more appreciation to the creators because it makes you realize that this is a show where real people have made it with real actors and like.
Who's the guy that made Lord of the Rings? Not Tolkien.
Peter Jackson.
Peter Jackson. I'm pretty sure it was him who said that it's your limitations that actually help you.
Yeah.
Like, he couldn't waste so much money. He had CG, but he couldn't waste all of his money on it.
Yeah.
So he used miniatures.
Yeah.
And it made it look gorgeous. Okay? And then, when he's given all of the money he could want and all of the CG power he could possibly want, not only does he make a crappy, awful-looking movie, he makes Gandalf cry.
I the reason why apparently The Hobbit is so bad.
Why?
He had no idea what he's doing.
Really?
Yep.
Huh.
There's parts where he's like, I was stressed, I didn't know what the story was going, I wasn't happy with the script yet. Like, they basically rushed him out to make the trilogy, which you can see now what that resulted in.
This is why you should always measure twice and cut once.
Yeah.
And always go for the 70% rule.
Yeah.
If it's 70% done and you just keep working on tiny little things, not fixing the overall thing, then just get it out the door.
Yeah.
You know? It's better to be finished. I mean, you can never get perfection.
You can't.
Like,
you can get really, like, you can see someone's excellent craft in their work.
Yeah.
But if you're going to go for perfection, then you shouldn't be working in a commercial environment.
Exactly. Like
that's when you retire and go and write your book that no one ever reads.
Yeah. Like Halo 2 was made in 10 months.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
The amount of stuff they put in that game too.
Yeah. And it was the best one. You know? So, yeah.
I think, yeah, limitations are really important.
Limitations are.
But going back to game trailers, especially with so with Star Wars games, with, like, even with these big IPs, the IP isn't going to be the thing that makes me buy the game, because these big IPs, they make crappy mobile games too, and you see the ads for those mobile games, and you do not want to play them.
No.
And so it doesn't matter what IP you have; you need to show me what you're giving me as a product for me to actually enjoy it. And again, that goes back to movie trailers as well. If you're going to promote to me an action adventure game or movie, it should be action adventure. It shouldn't be like you said with the, was it Will Smith movie? Yeah, like that's
just don't be dishonest. That's just a general life rule that you should follow.
Just don't be dishonest.
Yeah.
But they do it so much now. So much.
They need to trick us into buying the ticket.
Yeah. And then when you buy the ticket you get mad, they go, "Oh, sorry. I guess
No.
Yeah.
You're wrong. What they say is, you're just a hateful bigot. Why are all the fans racist, sexist, homophobes?
I mean, sometimes I'll give you a refund.
If it's a game, yeah.
If it's a game.
And if they're a good company. Like,
I think games is different to movies. I feel like as much as they're very related, there's, like, movies definitely for sure. If you don't like a movie, they'll usually...
Oh, I already saw it, so you're not going to get the money back.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Cinemas do that, which...
Like, if we were all... I think every living human being on this planet is entitled for a refund for the sequels of Star Wars. Every single one. I want $60 back. I paid $20 each ticket.
Gosh. And then, I mean, no, the cinema can keep the money for popcorn and the drinks, because I go for that, and that was to my liking. The best part of those movies was the food. Yeah, was the beverages. Was the thing that Disney didn't give me.
Yeah. If the people who went and saw Captain Marvel got paid $20 for their tickets back, Disney would get all their money back.
I heard as well, though, this guy online was talking about, what it's like to work at a cinema. And he's like, the one movie where I wish I could give him a refund was the Emoji Movie. Parents coming out being like, please, can you give me my money?
No. Because here's the thing.
What is it?
You buy tickets to a movie called The Emoji Movie. Dude, you deserve whatever happens, okay? The entire theatre could burn down Inglourious Bastard style, okay? You deserve that for going into that train wreck of a movie. That's your own fault. That is your own fault. That's like Darwin Awards level stuff, man. That's like, I'm gonna test if this... I'm on top of a 3-story building. I'm gonna test if this window works when I run into it. You go through the window, that's your own fault. You go see this movie, that's your own fault.
I mean, fair enough, because I didn't go see it, and I never probably waste my time at all ever watching it.
Yeah.
But, you know what, if your kid's like, hey, Dad, let's go watch the Emoji Movie, and you're, a dad who works 9 to 5 for his job, doesn't have any time for any pop culture, poor guy probably is like, okay, I spent $20 on this one movie, better be good.
No, dude, no, not even then. Not even then.
Not even then?
Like,
you reckon you should just Google on IMDb the rating for the Emoji Movie?
Like, okay, in the
stay home, watch Disney Plus instead?
From 2016 to 2018, I didn't judge people who hated Trump because they were, misled, right? But if you go into a movie called The Emoji Movie, and it's like if they...
Also, why don't you just walk out? I think it's fair enough if you walk out before the halfway point.
Yeah.
You can get your money back.
Look, if you go and see a movie called The Emoji Movie, you deserve what happens to you.
Yes,
that's all I'm saying.
In other movies as well. Just as a general rule, with most movies, if you go in, by halfway through, if you're not happy with it, you should better walk out and get your money back.
The night before Endgame came out, I saw that I went Google and checked the movie times, right? And it said there was a midnight screening of Endgame.
Yeah.
So I went there at midnight and I checked it out, and it was Infinity War. And
it wasn't Endgame.
It wasn't Endgame. It was Infinity War. And I said to the people, "Hey, that was Infinity War. Sorry, yeah, that was Infinity War." And they're like, "Yeah, it was Google. Sorry." Like, "Can I have my money back?" And like, "Yeah." This is the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's fair enough, I think.
But if you, and I hate to stress this again, but it's very important to me that people understand, if you go in to see a movie called The Emoji Movie, you deserve death. Like, no offense.
But you're the one fueling Hollywood and making their trashy movies.
Yeah.
Man, imagine the people who worked on that movie. How desperate you got to be.
Who's Captain Picard? What's his name again? You know Captain Picard?
Yeah, I don't...
Professor Xavier?
Yeah.
He was in that movie. He voiced the poop emoji.
Well, they probably just said, "Here, we'll give you 10 grand, read these lines."
10 grand?
And he was like, "Okay."
Dude, more like 100 grand. More like 500 million.
Now, voice acting, it's a lot less effort. Actors are a lot more negotiable with voice acting. If you just say, "Hey, we'll bring the mic into your house, just read this piece of paper."
Yeah.
They'll be like, 10 grand? Great.
You know how Sam Jackson does his parts in Marvel movies now?
Does he just do voiceover?
No.
He has a deep fake?
He has a green screen in his garage.
Right.
So you saw he was not into the Spider-Verse, No Way Home.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he was in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and for like the Robert Downey Jr., all of his helmet scenes where you see like inside his Iron Man helmet, that's at home. He's got like a black thing around his head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and voice acting, yeah, again, I've heard about. They're a lot more like chill because you don't need to go to like a certain location. You don't need to pay for all the other stuff.
Sometimes they phone it in. Have you heard the term phone it in? They literally call and do it over the phone.
Yeah.
And it's like the worst quality. Yeah.
But very off topic now.
What the hell are we talking about?
I feel like we need to like whenever we do these videos, we always come in with an objective. Like I always try to frame it so that the viewers, you know, like a game, like a trailer in general.
Yeah.
The clickbait is enough for you to actually get what you want.
Yeah.
But a lot of the time, we end up just ranting.
Yeah. Let's insert some, just so they get the full experience, let's insert some, liberal propaganda into this as well.
Hi, I'm Nathan. I'm a cis white male with glasses, trying to grow a mustache.
Hi, I'm Oz. I'm a cis white male and I'm fat.
And welcome to the Microsoft Key event. Part of me feels like we just need to do this as a podcast format. Like we have nightly news, but then there's just Nathan and Oz who just talk about whatever's on our mind.
That's a good idea. Would you guys like a podcast? I'd like a podcast.
Well, maybe not. Like it'll just be this.
What we should do is we should do a trailer for the podcast to finish this video. This summer, one man and his fat friend.
Wait, hold on. No, Oz, you're gonna do it. Like more closely. Like don't.
This summer, two men, one round table, completely platonic. Rob Schneider is. Coming this summer, Oz.
You try.
In a land before time. What's that really cringy Disney... There's this like voiceover they always do for the Disney movies back in the day. I'll insert it here.
Here we go!
From the magic within our heart